For 7 straight years, Minnesota was losing residents to other states. Then something changed. It suddenly saw a net gain of 8,300 people. That's the first time that this has happened since 2018. But why is this happening? What do they find when they get here? Well, today we're going to break down the migration reality and the suburbs where they're all landing. So let's start here with a big surprise. California. According to U-Haul's 2025 mid-year migration report, California ranks in the top 10 for one-way moves to Minnesota. That might sound surprising at first, but once you see the numbers, it totally makes sense. In most of California's cities near the coast, $800,000 gets you a small 2 or 3 bedroom at best home. Maybe a condo, that's it. In Eden Prairie or Minnetonka, that same $800,000 gets you a brand new home with more amenities. I mean, there's really just no comparison, right? Now, the thing that really gets people is the lake culture that we have right here. We are the land of 10,000 lakes. Actually, Minnesota has over 44,900 miles of lakeshore, more than California and all of Hawaii combined. People come from California expecting to miss the coast, but when they get here, they're genuinely shocked by it. You've got Lake Minnetonka alone, which covers over 14,000 acres with 37 bays. It has yacht clubs, lakefront dining, miles and miles of shoreline, all of it. Not what most people expect from the Midwest, right? The lifestyle overall is really strong too. Minneapolis ranked number 6 fittest city in America in 2025. It's in the top 30 happiest cities in the entire world. The arts and food scene, the Walker Arts Center, the Sculpture Garden, the Guthrie Theater, and many James Beard award-winning restaurants. For Californians, that culture feels really familiar to them. Then there's the summer. Mid-May through mid-October, it's gorgeous here. People always focus on the winter, but the summers here are something entirely different. You can plan for outdoor activities and actually get to do them. And one more thing, Californians love. So Minnesota has far fewer dangerous wildlife encounters than most states. We do not have any poisonous snakes in the metro area. There's only a small pocket of poisonous snakes in southeastern Minnesota along the Mississippi River. Additionally, we don't have poisonous scorpions or spiders, and we sure as heck don't have any sharks that are going to bite you. All kidding aside though, that comes up more often than you actually think. So what does the California buyer actually look like? Well, they're usually shopping somewhere around the high $800,000 price point. They're looking for lakefront, newer construction, and luxury finishes. They're chasing that lifestyle shift, and they're buying a heck of a lot more bang for their dollar. But what suburbs do they actually land in? Well, we'll get to those in a minute. The other states though, first, let's talk about those. Who else is moving here? I'm getting ahead of myself. California, believe it or not, isn't even the #1 source of moves to Minneapolis. Wisconsin actually is. Our neighbors to the east. Wisconsin is the top origin state for one-way U-Haul moves into Minneapolis. Well, the reason? It's pretty simple. The job market here is just stronger. The Twin Cities unemployment rate sat at just 2.8% in 2024. That's tight, right? Very low unemployment. The culture between Wisconsin and Minnesota is also very similar. Midwestern values, outdoor lifestyle, same kind of winters for the most part. For people who want career growth without totally uprooting their life, Minneapolis is the logical next step. Next, Illinois. Chicago ranks as the #1 origin metro for people arriving in Minneapolis. And that one makes a lot of sense. Illinois loses tens of thousands of residents every year to other states. Consistently one of the highest in the country, believe it or not. A lot of people ask us about this, and the answer is pretty straightforward. They come here for career opportunities, lower cost of living, and still big city access. You've got 17 Fortune 500 companies headquartered right here in Minnesota. United Health Group, Target, US Bank, and Best Buy, just to name a few. That's a huge deal for corporate professionals looking to transfer. You get All of that without the large Chicago price tag. Speaking of prices, if you're thinking about moving here and you need to find a good deal, we can help you with that. We've been doing this since 2002 and we know what's available right now. So just reach out via our contact in the description down below. We'd love to hear from you. Okay, now back to the video. Iowa, our neighbors to the south. Iowa buyers are mostly making what I'd call a metro upgrade. Des Moines is also one of the top origin metros sending people to Minneapolis. They're stepping up from a smaller market into a major metro. Salaries are meaningfully higher in the Twin Cities. The job market in healthcare has been really strong as of late. The best part for Iowa movers, though, is they still are close to home. It's not like moving all the way across the country. The next place, Texas. It's exactly like moving all the way across the country because you are now Texas to Minneapolis. That one surprises a lot of people, including me, if I'm being honest. Several of the biggest employers here, United Health, Best Buy, and C.H. Robinson, all have operations in the great state of Texas. So corporate transfers have been consistently between these two markets. On top of that, there's a growing number of Texans who are just done with the extreme heat. We've even had people move because they're done with the rattlesnakes, and that's a true story. People don't like things that can kill them, and we don't have that many things that can actually kill you here. So you don't like snakes? Move from Texas to Minnesota. They want a real 4 seasons. And that's probably the thing that I love the most about Minnesota. We truly have 4 seasons. We have a winter that comes with it all of the things that you've probably heard, and I don't need to tell you again. However, with an extreme winter, you also get an extreme spring. It's magical to see things turn from brown to light brown to light green to vibrant green and parlay right into the summer months. That's one of the things that's really special, is those true 4 seasons. And once we have that parlay into the summer, it can be a Shangri-La, so to speak. You have temperatures that are averaging between the high 70s to the high 80s. Sometimes we have a lot of, really humidity, but for the most part, it's a very temperate area in the summer, which is beautiful and fantastic. We have wonderful lakes and wonderful outdoor activities, and that parlays into a true fall. You get the change of colors, and the color shift lasts for probably about 45 days, and it goes from northern Minnesota south. In the north, you're going to have the extreme colors first, and then it's going to go to more extreme colors in the south. And then we get into winter, which usually starts really in full effect in mid-December. So if you want 4 real actual seasons, there are very few places outside of the upper Midwest that you can get that. And why not go to the #1 state per capita for Fortune 500 companies, especially if you're one of those professionals? This is the place for you. So if you want 4 seasons, it's hard to beat Minnesota. People want the lakes, they want trails, and they want a different kind of outdoor lifestyle. Minnesota delivers on all of that. So let's talk about what these movers actually get when they arrive here. Where are these people actually buying? This is where things get really interesting for buyers. The suburbs, each group is gravitating towards specific areas based on what they're after. So here's the breakdown. Eden Prairie. Eden Prairie sits about 15 miles southwest of downtown Minneapolis. The #1 landing spot for California and Illinois buyers right now is Eden Prairie, with a median home price sitting around the mid-400s as of early 2026 data. On the higher end, new construction, luxury estates can get into the low $1 million range and beyond quite rapidly. Homes are moving at about 55 days. It's a competitive market. A good chunk of homes are selling over list price. It's a master plan city with over 1,000 acres of parkland and more than 225 miles of trails. You've got Bryant Lake Regional Park for swimming and boat access. So Starring Lake Park is for kayaking, canoeing, and it's perfect for paddle boating. A whole outdoor center with nature programs and an astronomy observatory. So the dining scene is solid here too. Brick and Bourbon opened recently and has gotten a ton ton of local buzz. I can attest it's fantastic. You've also got Redstone American Grill, which has a wonderful outdoor patio, a really nice private dining room, and a great steak if you're into that red meat. Kona Grill is good. And then there's one of the local favorites, Crave. They have a great sushi platter, in my opinion, probably one of the best values in the Twin Cities at I think right around $130, and you probably could feed 6 people off of that, and it's incredibly good. So for California buyers, especially, the value comparison to what they left, it's almost hard to believe. So Minnetonka. Minnetonka, though, is where the high-end buyers land. Median prices here are in the low 500,000s based on the current data at hand. However, on the lake itself, the Lake Minnetonka area median sits at $1.2 million, and you'll find many homes well above that. In February 2026 alone, the average sales price on the lake was over $4 million. $4 million. Here, you've got yacht clubs and public beaches, charter operations, walkable waterfront towns. It's a great vibe. Wayzata has that really nice lakefront feel that's fantastic. It feels like you're in a town on the East Coast with the water, walkways, and fantastic restaurants. Then we have Excelsior Bay with its historic shoreline, great dining, and a super walkable area. So this is a suburb that keeps showing up for California relocators specifically. Bloomington. Bloomington is the accessible entry point. It sits right next to the Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport. Prices here sit in the mid to high 300s, which gives buyers more room to breathe. Homes are moving in about 47 days. It's very competitive as far as the market conditions go, with about 30% of homes selling over list price, believe it or not. The big draw beyond price is the ultra convenience that you get by living in Bloomington. It's next to the airport if you travel a lot. It's also close to Minneapolis's downtown. The Mall of America is right there too, which has become its own destination beyond just shopping. For people coming from Texas and Illinois specifically, Bloomington checks a lot of boxes. Plymouth sits northwest of Minneapolis. Prices start in the high 400,000s, but it depends on the home and the type. Homes are moving in about 50 days. U-Haul actually named Plymouth as one of Minnesota's standout growth cities in 2024. The outdoor access here is a big part of the appeal. For instance, the Northwest Greenway Trail covers over 7 miles alone. That's nearly 315 acres of preserved green space. You've got Medicine Lake, Parker's Lake, and multiple beach access point for you water lovers. For buyers coming from Wisconsin and Iowa, this has that familiar outdoor lifestyle they're used to. For those of you who aren't familiar, U-Haul, believe it or not, yes, the moving company, tracks data at a ferocious pace. And that's how we're able to come up with the data or data, however you want to say it, tomato, for this video. You are able to go on their site and see where the one-way rental moves are going to and from. And that's how we're able to compile all of this. So thanks, U-Haul, for providing us with that data, because without it, we wouldn't be able to shoot this fantastic video. Now, on to Maple Grove. Maple Grove is about 20 to 25 miles northwest of the city. Prices are sitting in the high 300s, about 53 days on the market right now. The city officially brands itself as the restaurant capital of Minnesota. There's almost 150 dining options here, so you won't go hungry. And if you do, you're too picky, so get over yourself. Just kidding. The shops at Arbor Lakes are also a super popular shopping destination. So what about outdoor access? Well, we have 7 lakes, over 1,000 acres of parks, 36 miles of maintained trails, and Elm Creek Park Reserve. For buyers who want value, trail access, and a real community feel, Maple Grove delivers in spades. So here's what we're seeing right now. The most recent data shows that the Twin Cities, sitting at the high 300,000 median sales price, month supply of inventory is right at about 2 months aggregate. That tells you it's still a seller's market. Then we also have the migration story, which is completely real. Wisconsin, Illinois, North Dakota, Iowa, California, and Texas are all sending buyers into our market. Each group is here for a different reason, but they're all landing in the same handful of suburbs. The value there is clear, and buyers are realizing that super fast. So if you're considering a move to Minneapolis, don't wait. Send us an email at team@hhgus or fill out our form in the description down below, and we'll help you figure out the best deals. We work in this market every day, buying and selling for all kinds of clients. Also, if the higher price points got your attention, check out the video linked right here. We'll break down the top 7 luxury suburbs most people don't even know about. You'll definitely be surprised by the lifestyles in some of these areas. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video and at the next house. And do us a huge favor, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button. That will greatly help us bring quality videos just like this one to you and everybody else.